Right now, inside your body, something is quietly starting to break. Not suddenly, not painfully, but slowly, silently, and every single day, it's getting worse. You can't feel it. You can't see it. There's no warning, no signal, nothing to tell you it's happening. But your body knows, and it's reacting right now. Every time you eat junk food, your body doesn't just process it. It has to defend itself. Because what feels normal to you is actually stress from the inside. The moment it enters your system, your blood starts changing. Sugar levels spike, chemicals flood your bloodstream, and your body rushes, trying to control something it was never designed to handle this often. Your heart feels it first. It beats harder, faster, pushing through the overload. And this isn't a one-time reaction. This is something your body is forced to repeat again and again and again. But here's the part almost no one talks about. This isn't just affecting your body. It's changing the way you think, the way you feel, the way you crave. Because the real damage doesn't start in your stomach. It starts in your brain. The moment that food breaks down, something rapid begins. Your blood fills with sugar faster than your body expects. And in seconds, everything shifts. Your body sees this spike and reacts instantly. Because too much sugar is dangerous. Your pancreas releases insulin, trying to control the chaos. But there's too much, happening too fast. And this is where the problem begins. Your system isn't stabilizing. It's struggling. And your brain is watching all of this, learning from it, adapting to it. This is where everything changes, because your brain doesn't just respond, it remembers. And what it remembers becomes what you crave. When those signals reach your brain, something powerful begins to happen. Your brain doesn't see junk food as a problem. It sees it as a reward. And the moment that happens, your control starts slipping. Because deep inside your brain, there's a system designed to keep you alive. It rewards you for things that help you survive. But junk food tricks that system. It releases dopamine, a chemical that makes you feel good, instantly. But here's the dangerous part. It releases too much. And when your brain gets more dopamine than it expects, it starts to change. It rewires itself to chase that feeling again. This is how cravings begin. Not in your stomach, but in your brain. You don't just want food, you want the feeling. And the more you repeat it, the stronger that loop becomes. Until one day, it's no longer a choice. It's a habit. But what goes up always comes down. That intense spike your body just experienced, it doesn't last. And when it fades, it leaves something behind. Your blood sugar drops fast. And your brain suddenly loses the fuel it just depended on. That's why you suddenly feel tired, slow, unfocused. Even if you just ate. This isn't random. This is your brain struggling to keep up with a system that's been pushed too far. And here's where it gets dangerous. Because your brain remembers the high, But now, it's stuck in the low. So what does your brain do? It tries to fix it. The fastest way it knows how? It makes you crave it again. And the most dangerous part of all this isn't what happens once. It's what happens when this becomes a pattern. When the same cycle repeats itself again the next day, and the day after that, until your body stops seeing it as unusual and starts accepting it as normal. Every time this cycle repeats, your body doesn't reset completely. It keeps a small part of the damage, a trace that builds up quietly beneath the surface. And over time, those small traces begin to add up. You don't feel it happening. There's no pain, no clear warning. But inside, your system is slowly becoming less efficient, less stable, less balanced. Your metabolism starts adjusting, but not in your favor. It becomes less responsive, slower, less effective at handling what you eat. And what once felt normal now begins to take a toll. And this is where people start to notice something, but they don't connect it. The constant tiredness, the lack of focus, the feeling that something isn't right, even when nothing seems obviously wrong. Because the damage isn't loud, it's silent. And the longer this continues, the harder it becomes to reverse. Because your body isn't just reacting anymore, it's adapting to something that's slowly breaking it down. And this is where everything starts to become real. Because until now, all the changes happening inside your body were invisible, subtle, quiet, easy to ignore. But when this cycle continues long enough, it doesn't stay hidden anymore. It starts showing up in the organs that keep you alive. Your heart is one of the first to feel the pressure. Every spike, every crash, forces it to work harder than it should. And over time, that constant stress begins to change how it functions. Not suddenly, but gradually, with every single cycle. And it's not just the heart itself, it's the blood it has to push every second. When your system is overloaded repeatedly, the flow becomes less smooth, less efficient, and that strain keeps building. Then there's your liver, the organ responsible for processing everything you consume. But when it's constantly overloaded, it doesn't just work harder, it starts storing what it can't handle. And your gut, the system that controls digestion and even your mood, begins to lose its balance. The good bacteria start to weaken, and the environment inside slowly changes. And when all of this happens together, it's not just one system breaking down. It's your entire body, slowly losing balance. And the scariest part? It doesn't happen all at once. It happens quietly, over time. And this is where you finally start to notice it. Not inside your body, but in your daily life. Because what was once invisible is now something you feel every single day, in ways you probably never connected before. You wake up already feeling tired. Even after a full night of sleep, your body feels heavy, your energy feels low, and you don't understand why. Because technically, you did everything right. Then as the day goes on, your focus starts slipping. Simple tasks feel harder, your mind feels slower, like there's a constant fog you can't clear, no matter how much you try. And your mood starts changing too. Small things irritate you, your patience drops, and you feel this subtle frustration that you can't explain, because it doesn't feel like it's coming from outside. It feels like it's coming from within. And then the cravings start again. Not because you're hungry, but because your brain remembers that quick spike, that fast relief, and it pushes you to reach for the same thing again. And over time, this cycle doesn't just affect how you feel, it starts affecting how you look, your energy, your weight, your confidence. And slowly, without realizing it, you begin to feel like a different version of yourself. One that's always tired, always craving, and never fully in control. And here's the truth that most people never realize. This isn't happening because you lack discipline. It's not because you're lazy or unmotivated. And it's definitely not because you don't care about your health. This goes much deeper than that. What's really happening is that your brain has been trained, conditioned over time, to respond to these foods in a way that feels automatic, almost like you're not even choosing anymore. Every time you repeat the cycle, your brain strengthens that pathway, making it easier, faster, more automatic, until eventually it doesn't feel like a decision. It feels like a need. And that's why, even when you know something isn't good for you, you still reach for it. Not because you want to, but because your brain has learned to expect it. And the hardest part is that this pattern feels normal. It feels like it's just part of who you are. But it's not. It's something that was built over time. And if something can be built, it can also be broken. And that means you're not stuck. You've just been following a pattern that you didn't even realize was controlling you. But here's the part that changes everything. Once you understand what's happening inside your body, you're no longer reacting blindly. You start seeing the pattern, and when you can see it, you can begin to take control of it. The goal isn't to suddenly become perfect or cut everything out overnight. That's not how real change works. Real change starts small, with awareness and simple decisions you repeat consistently. Start by giving your body a break from constant spikes. Reduce how often you trigger that cycle. Let your system stabilize. Let your brain reset, even slightly. Because even small gaps begin to weaken that loop. Replace intensity with balance. Choose foods that don't overload your system, that give steady energy instead of sudden spikes. And over time, your body begins to respond differently. Your energy starts to feel more stable, your mind becomes clearer, and those constant cravings slowly begin to lose their hold on you. Not instantly, but gradually, in a way that actually lasts. And that's when something shifts. You're no longer controlled by the cycle. You're the one in control. And your body finally starts working with you instead of against you. By now, you've seen what's really happening inside your body. Not just on the surface, but deep within your system. And once you see it this clearly, it's hard to ignore. Because this isn't just information. This is your body, your energy, your daily life. And every small choice you make is shaping what happens next. You don't see the damage instantly, but that doesn't mean it's not happening. Every repetition, every cycle leaves a mark. And the longer you ignore it, the stronger that pattern becomes, until one day, it feels impossible to break. But now, you know the truth. And that changes
everything. Because once you understand the pattern, you have the power to change it.
And if you think this is important, wait until you see what happens next. Because what you're about to learn could completely change how your body works. Click the next video before this cycle pulls you back in.